Hey everyone, welcome. If you're a Shopify store owner, I bet you've wondered about a super important but kind of confusing question. Are my product tags actually helping my SEO? Well, in this explainer, we're going to get you that definitive answer once and for all. So this is the big question, right? You're spending all this time carefully tagging your products with things like summer collection, blue, or cotton, and you're hoping that's sending all the right signals to Google. But what if you're actually doing more harm than good? Well, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Here it is, straight from the horse's mouth. Yep, Shopify itself is telling you that tags aren't for SEO. So if you've been spending hours stuffing keywords into your tags thinking it's an SEO strategy, it's time for a new plan. But let's dig into the why behind this. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll dive into why tags aren't for SEO. Then we'll uncover 3 nasty little problems they can create. After that, don't worry, we'll show you how to fix everything, what you should be doing instead, and we'll wrap it up with one simple takeaway. All right, let's kick things off with the basics. I mean, if they're not for search engines, what the heck are they even for? Understanding their real job is the key here. You got to think of tags as internal filing cabinets, basically. They're for you and for your customers on the site. They're absolutely brilliant for stuff like creating automated collections or managing inventory in bulk. And they're great for letting shoppers filter products. They're internal labels, not some kind of secret SEO weapon. Okay, but here's where the wheels start to fall off. See, for every single tag you create, Shopify can automatically spit out a brand new, filterable page inside every collection it's used in. So let's say you have a t-shirt tag. If you use that in 5 different collections, boom, you just created 5 new pages. Now multiply that by dozens or even hundreds of tags. You see the problem? You've suddenly created this massive army of really, really low quality pages. And that explosion of pages, it's not a good thing. Not at all. In fact, it creates 3 huge headaches for search engines. Headaches that can actually hurt your store's rankings. Let's break them down. Problem number 1, and this is the big one, duplicate and thin content. Search engines, and especially Google, absolutely hate seeing the same stuff over and over again on a site. It just confuses them. They don't know which page is the original, the most important one they should be showing to people. Let me put it this way. You've got your main men's shirts collection page, right? It's got a great, unique description. You've curated the products. It has real value. But then you have this auto-generated page for the tag cotton. It just shows the exact same shirts with 0 unique content. It's basically a weak, flimsy copy that ends up watering down the SEO power of your main page. All right, problem number 2 is something called crawl budget. Imagine Google's little search robot is like a librarian who only has a few hours to check out all the books in your entire library. You'd want her to spend that precious time on your bestsellers and most important works, not on 1,000 photocopies of the same page, right? Well, this is what happens. If your site is cluttered with thousands of these thin, useless tag pages, that Google librarian is going to waste a ton of energy scanning them instead of focusing on your really important product and collection pages. You know, the ones that actually make you money. And the third and final nail in the coffin is that you have pretty much 0 SEO control over these tag pages. They're auto-generated, and you can't optimize what you can't even edit. I'm talking about the absolute basics of on-page SEO, the stuff Google needs to see. You can't customize the title tag, you can't write a unique meta description, you can't add any content, nothing. So these pages just become SEO deadweight, and worse, they actually compete with the pages you've spent all that time optimizing. Okay, so that's a lot of bad news, but here's the good news. This is all completely fixable. So let's get into the solutions and talk about how you can take back control of your site's SEO. So you've basically got 4 main options here. Now, the one we absolutely recommend, the clear winner, is using what's called a no-index tag. This is a little piece of code that just tells Google, hey, you can look at this page, that's fine, but please, whatever you do, don't show it in the search results. It's by far the safest and most effective method because Google still understands your site structure, but it doesn't clutter up the search results with all that junk. Now, a huge word of caution about that second option, robots.txt. This file tells crawlers what not to look at. If you make one little mistake here, you could accidentally block your actual important product pages from Google. And trust me, that would be an absolute disaster. So be super, super careful with that one. All right, so now that we know how to clean up the mess from the tags, where should you actually be putting your time and energy? You know, for real SEO growth that actually lasts. Let's check out the smarter alternatives. This right here, this is your new SEO roadmap. Forget about fussing with tags. Your time is so much better spent writing amazing product descriptions, building out keyword-rich collections, making sure your schema is set up right. That's just some code that helps Google understand your content, building smart internal links between your pages, and of course, making sure your site is blazing fast. These are the real pillars of e-commerce SEO. Okay, let's get specific on that first point. For your most important products, you should really be aiming for a description that's somewhere in the 300 to 500 word sweet spot. That gives you plenty of room to naturally weave in your keywords, talk about all the features and benefits, and answer every question a customer might have before they even think to ask it. At the end of the day, true SEO growth isn't about some quick hack or trick like tags. It comes from the hard foundational work, writing genuinely useful content, creating simple, keyword-rich URLs, linking between your related products, and making sure your site is technically solid and just really, really fast. Okay, let's wrap this all up. I want to boil this down to one final crystal clear takeaway so you know exactly what to do with your tags from this point on. Seriously, if you walk away with just one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. The bottom line is this. Use tags for organizing your store and for helping your customers. Don't use them for SEO. They are fantastic tools for you and your shoppers, just not for Google. So here's your action plan. It's super simple, just 3 steps. 1, keep using tags for your internal management. They're useful. 2, get that no index fix implemented on your tag pages. And 3, take all that time and energy you were spending on tags and pour it into what really moves the needle, making your product and collection pages the best they can possibly be. Look, fixing your tag pages is a massive win. It's a huge step towards building a really healthy SEO foundation for your store. But, technical SEO is kind of like peeling an onion. There are always more layers. So the question I want to leave you with is, now that your tags are fixed, what's the next hidden issue that might be slowing down your store's growth?